besmirchment, pretty much normal day in Washington. Pathetic. All right, that's all the time we have left. We have a lot more tomorrow night. We'll never be the media mob that hates Trump. Let not your heart be troubled. Laura Ingraham, you and I apparently weren't invited to the Pompeo event. Everyone else on air here was invited to the Pompeo event. Did you get an invitation? Because I didn't get an invitation.
Wait a second. I have a question. What event? That's how bad it is for me. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly. I have to hear about it from the people that were going to the event. Oh, you going to the event with the Secretary of State? Nope. No invitation for Hannity.
No, Hannity, never. First of all, we have to work for a living, number one. Number two, before we talk about that, I have to say, congratulations. You wiped the floor with the competition. Not a big surprise, but still, you wiped the floor with the competition. October was an incredible month for Fox. Oh, it was a great. But you're number one on top by.
You're right there with us, and it's the tightest primetime lineup in all of cable. And we have to. I always say to our audience, thank you. You make this happen.
Right. And we actually like each other, contrary to what people might think.
By the way, over the years at Fox, that's not always been the case. Just saying.
But Hannity's like my slightly big brother. Hannity, we had a great show tonight.
Yeah, okay. Your way of saying I'm older than you.
No.
It's my 24th year here. I get it. I'm the grandpa.
No. You're the young man. Hannity, awesome show tonight.
Oh, what did they say? Whoa. Happy anniversary for the Ingraham angle.
Thank you. 2 years. Can you believe it? I've driven all the right people nuts. Causing controversy every night of the week. That's my goal.
My job is to bail you and tuck her out every other day.
Well, what can you do? We do our best, Hannity. That's all I can say. I appreciate it. You have a great night.
Have a great night.
All right, I'm Laura Ingraham. This is the Ingraham Angle from Washington tonight. And what's really going on behind closed doors on Capitol Hill? In moments, Congressman Devin Nunes, Lee Zeldin, and Bradley Byrne are here to expose Pelosi and Schiff's impeachment parlor games. And they're going to tell us what we need to know about what witnesses are really saying, what they're not saying. Also tonight, I have a question. Is the Democrats' impeachment spectacle essentially a pre-buttal meant to blunt Horowitz and Durham's investigations? Ken Starr and Kim Strassel are here on that. Plus, it's time for Seen and Unseen with Raymond Arroyo. Now, the Biden Hispanic outreach that wasn't. Kanye West contradicts the narrative with Jesus, while John Legend rewrites a Christmas chestnut for the Me Too generation. But first, Republican voters are watching. That's the focus of tonight's angle. In last night's angle, I urged Senate leadership to step up and oppose the Democrats' partisan impeachment hunt of this president. Well, it seems like Mitch McConnell may have gotten the message.
The country cannot afford for Democrats in Congress to take a one-year vacation from any productive legislation just because they'd rather obsess over impeachment. The process seems to be treating Chairman Schiff as though he were a de facto special prosecutor.
Well, he's completely right, of course. And now is the time for Republicans to stand together and defend the leader of their party against these smears. Now, it would be one thing if there was any indication of an underlying crime. There is not. Not in the transcript and not in the secret witness testimony that Dems have selectively leaked. Nor was there any corrupt intent on the part of the president as he sought information on possible Ukrainian corruption leading up to the 2016 election. Remember, the president knew that that call with Zelensky was being heard and documented by more than a dozen people. So anyone with actual intent to violate a U.S. law would be a tad more discreet, don't you think? This autumnal farce should never be allowed to roll into a winter show trial. Indeed, as noted last night, allowing a long, dragged-out process in the Senate would merely validate and perpetuate the fraud begun in the House. Naturally, Republican senators are being bombarded by never-Trumpers and Democrats. Take a principled stand against the White House. Protect your party's future. Stand against Trump.
5 or 10 years from now, people will ask each of us what we did in this moment. They will ask us what we did when confronted with this crisis.
Spare us. The crisis is of the Democrats' own making, and it's up to Republicans to ensure that this never happens to any president of either party again. So tonight, I offer some further reminders to the GOP Senate as it awaits whatever articles of phony impeachment come from Senator Shifless. First, there is no GOP in 2020 without Trump. Should you abandon him on these spurious grounds ginned up by the venal Adam Schiff, you'll not only not grow the party, you'll lose everything. Historically, siding against a president from your own party in an impeachment battle doesn't offer any political benefit and merely ensures the political dominance of the opposition. Second, GOP senators need to spend less time agonizing over the daily impeachment drama and more time advancing and championing Trump's proven record of success. Now, as the economies of Europe and South America and China are slowing, ours is still the envy of the world.
You have very low unemployment rate in the U.S. and we have a very high unemployment rate in France. How come? What's the recipe for?
Well, maybe we have a better president than you do.
Who says he doesn't have a sense of humor? Well, not only rising wages and almost 500,000 manufacturing jobs added, but a record number of judicial confirmations and new trade deals renegotiated, like the USMCA, that Democrats are spitefully refusing to pass, despite pleas from labor, farmers, and even the president of Mexico. Republicans need to get off the defensive and stay on the offensive. Demand action by the House that actually helps working families. Remind voters that the Democrats' real motivation behind impeachment is rage and hatred and vengeance. An impeachment travesty is the Democrats' only deliverable at this time. Their cooked-up, endlessly hyped impeachment narrative is all they have to cling to. Think about it. In Democrat-run cities and states, what do they have to show for themselves? Well, Americans see chaos, criminality, and ruin. The far left runs California's state government, and it's been a disaster. Wildfires are fought with rolling blackouts. Got the homeless epidemic, a public health crisis from the spread of new diseases, a growing drug culture, sanctuary city lawlessness. People are fleeing the state. And you have a good picture of life if Elizabeth Warren wins the White House. That's pretty much it. Liberals took over New York City, a place now hemorrhaging citizens, with crime on the rise. And their homeless situation in New York City is so out of control that do-gooder de Blasio pays to export the homeless to your hometown. Well, Chicago, we love Chicago, but it's hardly any better. Ditto for Baltimore and St. Louis. Republicans should be giving voters there a sober warning and also hope. These are beautiful American cities. Tell the people there, you've tried the Democrat Party, tried Democrat rule. Why not try something different? As Trump would say, what do you have to lose? The Democratic Party today exists solely to oppose and bludgeon Donald Trump. As far as I can tell, it has little other purpose. But his agenda is actually working. And the Democrats don't even try to propose a better way forward. Not really. Their only message is, we don't like him.
Trump is the most corrupt president in the history of this country.
This president poses a mortal danger to our